I was hanging out with this friend of mine, Sharon Hill is her name, and her husband's Cahalan. If I don't mention him, he'll be all bent out. G'day, mate. Anyway, so I was hanging out with them in their production studio, and he looked at me and he said, or she looked at me and said, Dave, you know, you need to write a song about where Santa goes the day after Christmas. I said, really? She knew that I had just finished my third album. I was pretty tired, wasn't really thinking about my fourth album. And she says, yeah, you need to start working on that. So as I drove home that day, it kind of was a cute idea. I got thinking to myself, you know what, nobody's ever written a song about that. So I went home and I actually wrote the first verse of that song. And didn't do much with it for about 6 months until somebody said, isn't it time for you to do your fourth album? And that was my producer, Mike Conway. And I said, man, I ain't got the energy or the money. He says, we're going to do a Christmas album, and you're going to knock it out of the park. And he says, no, incidentally, put that original song, Santa's Last Stop, on there. So long story short, we recorded the album, and fun album, amazing album, magical album. And I was still working on Santa's Last Stop the day we were finishing the album. And it was the last song to be recorded. And Mike went in to get some coffee, and he told me if I didn't have the second verse and the refrain written for that song, by the time he got done making his coffee, he was going to come out and kill me. So, talk about pressure. But that's how Santa's Last Stop came about, and I'm really proud of this Christmas album. It's cool.